Hi guys, I'm Mama Bear to Many. I am mom to 14 children. 12 of those children are still at home. Today I am up at a cabin that we made years ago. We had some friends that were saying that they invited us to have our cabin on their property, and we are going to be moving it pretty soon. So I just wanted to show you around in it because it might give you some ideas in your own place if you're trying to look to build like an off-grid cabin or something like that. Just some ideas. I kind of created what's inside here a little bit different, and I'll show you that. Okay, so here's the outside of the cabin. It's actually just a shed. This is just a regular shed. It was built by the Amish. We bought it from a company that sells these sheds directly from the Amish. So we have it like this. I'll take you around the outside after. So just, let's see, door, when you first walk in, basically our goal is to do this as cheaply as possible. So up here is how the structure was originally done, with these beams here. This is how the whole thing up there was done as well. We chose to get a skylight. We had this custom built. We chose to get a skylight in there so we could get a lot of light. As you can see, there's no lights in here right now, and it's pretty light in here, and there's only a couple windows in this area. There's this window here and then this window over here. So I'll just take you through each thing and why I did what I did in order to make this for our household. So this was an empty 14 wide by 32 long, but that includes the porch, so it's actually 28 inside. So the floors are just plywood, and I stained the plywood and then I sealed that, and that's been good for the years that we have been here. I wanted to build a loft on here, and I was very confused on how to do this structurally, and then I spoke to a couple different people and they told me how to do that. So basically what I did was, this one had double beams like that because I didn't want the cross brace piece like this right there, because that's where people were going to be coming up. But then I was told, I knew nothing about angles at all. So and now I know a lot more, but I did have a chop saw, which I got at a yard sale. So I just took a piece of paper and I made the same angle on the piece of paper that I needed. And then I like used that as a template on the wood that I was gonna cut. And I just cut them out that size. They're not perfect. Let me see if I can zoom in there. See? So the attic here, or the loft right here, is just like this. I'll show you up here. So actually, let me stand back a little bit. So these two are actually just, oh, what are those called? You can get them off it was actually cheaper for me to get them off of Amazon. I'll put a link down in the description box below because I can't actually remember the name of what they're called. So I also use the same type of thing here, and this is really sturdy. Like, adults go up and down here. So they're kind of like connectors, and this is like the elbows, and you just screw them in, and that's how it works. So I made stairs like this. Okay, let me see. So this is how it is upstairs. We do have the two mattresses here. They'll lay them out how they want to, and then everyone else kind of just sleeps on the floor, but there is enough room up here for people to sleep. We insulated the whole thing. Okay, so then down here, this room right here used to be a space for my handicapped son. So I used to have a medical bed right here, and then we have, behind curtain number 1, we have a toilet. So that's just, I mean, I told you, this is super cheap. The walls here, actually, we took apart pallets, and this is all pallet wood here. I haven't even finished it yet already. So basically household supplies here. We have the toilet here, which people can use. We also have an outhouse. I can show you that too. And this used to be his bed. Now I have that bed here. What usually ends up happening is I end up sleeping on this futon because we have 2 babies that sleep with us. So I sleep on this futon with a baby, and then some younger children, maybe 2 children, would sleep down here on this mattress. And then this is mine and my husband's bedroom. So this is the curtain for it, just simple. I built, so everything I did, I built strong. So the loft I dropped down from the top. See how I dropped it down? I wanted to drop down the loft so there was enough headspace up there, but yet enough headspace down here. So I believe this right here, this beam is 7 feet, so my husband can get underneath there. He's a little over 6 feet. I think it might be like 6'8". I can't remember exactly, but it was dropped down so the upper people would have some more room. So here is our bedroom. They were getting rid of a lot of this, not getting rid of it, but it was super cheap because it was all messed up paneling. It was warped and stuff at the local hardware store, and I think I got it for like $5 a sheet or something, because it was just junk to them. So usually my bed is made in here, but we brought all the blankets and stuff back and got them washed because this is our first time up here this year. So we have the window in our bedroom. We use this like shiplap type stuff throughout the bedroom, and then I have a mattress underneath the mattress. I actually have food. I don't know if you can see that. These are all buckets and then a piece of plywood, and that is actually food storage in case we ever had to be up here for a while. We had this gun case at our house for a while, and it doesn't actually have a gun in it right now. But so we had this at our house for a while. It's a great lockbox. And then I was like, I would love to have that at the end of the bed because I needed some place that I could change diapers too. So I would sit on there and change diapers. So then over here we have a pack and play, and then some baby blankets and cloth diapers and stuff in case we're ever stuck up here for a while. I have some medical supplies in these here, bath type supplies in there. I have the basics of herbs that I have, an extra formula, things like coffee and milk. Soap again, let's see, I have some butter on the bottom and then some honey there on the top. I actually put these up here during like the whole beginning of COVID thing and totally forgot that I had them there. So yep, I have those and emergency and just a bunch of different things like first aid, emergency type things. And then oil and molasses there. And then I like coconut oil. That's like #1 for us. These are all non-fat dry milk, cooking spray, olive oil, peanut butter. Yeah, you can see what's going on here. Cocoa. I figured if things were tough, then we might have or want some cocoa powder, and that was there. And then Parmesan cheese. I have a bunch of dried vegetables right here. And then I had some extra stuff snuck up here. But when I decided to build this wall, this is actually the wall that separates the two, I decided that I wanted to spend the extra money and to build a wall that was wider. See how wide those boards are? A normal standard wall would be 2x4s, right? But I wanted enough that I could put some of my bigger things on the wall there. So I decided to build it the size that I wanted it. So it cost a little bit more money, but it gave me all this space. So I'll just show you this whole thing again. Now, if we were to stay here for a while, I was going to try to put some boards up here so we could shove stuff up there as well. And then I have home canned goods all along this wall. And I'll show you, this is just a standard 2x4 wall with, I just took ribbon and I stapled the ribbon to that. I'll show you the wall. Let's see. So that's how skinny the wall is. Just a regular 2x4 wall. And all the canned goods in there. So we had food. So then here we have our table. I needed a table. I built this kind of like the table that I have at my house, but instead I just put some, I took two 2x4s and I put them like this for the corners, and it's super, super, super sturdy. And then for the bench, I took buckets here, and then I have a 2x12 for this. And then the buckets, that's a lot of like oatmeal and that type of stuff that we'd eat for breakfast. I have things like this in here, and then buckets like this. And then this is just my regular like cooking pantry here. So I have this, and then I brought this up from my house to give me some counter space, and some cups over there. There's enough for everyone to have one. And then these up here are stringed, these are solar lights, so the solar charger is right here on the edge here. And then we put them up and about in here. And then we used to have a wood cook stove here, and it ended up having like a hole in the bottom, so we ended up getting this, which works out great because we can put something on top here and cook that down, and it's really heat efficient. We were up here last fall and it got hot in here, like we had to open the windows. So boys and girls. So we have both boys and girls. So all the girls, we have more girls than boys. All the girls stay up here, and all the boys, 2 boys, stay above the porch there. So the thing there is actually 4 by 8, I believe it is. And then we just built this right here for them to get up into there. And then I had that sink. Hindsight, I shouldn't have brought a sink. It's not like a cabin that has water, so I more like use it for a table, but it works. So over here, let's see. These are my shelves. These have extras of my children's clothing, and then we have a futon, and then these are games and extra supplies and stuff like on this cabinet on this shelf that I built. And then over here I built a little bench. I did have some bins. Oh, this is one of them actually. I did have some bins there that the kids could put their shoes in. And then here I had so they can hang their coats and stuff, sweatshirts or whatever, along there. So I guess that is about it. So if you were looking to build an off-grid cabin, these are just some ideas that I did for a large family to make it work. And honestly, we were really quite comfortable when we did stay up here. Yeah, we really were. There was plenty of space in the bottom here, like on the floor for everyone. There was plenty of space in this section over here for the pack and play. There actually was a lot of space. It sounds really silly because a lot of space, you think like massive amounts of space, but because of the way that I built it and such, I maximized all the space, all the use of each of the spaces around here. So yeah, we are going to be moving this to our home. We were trying to look for a property maybe like on a lake or something like that, but we've since decided that we want to probably move it down to where our house is. We moved this originally up here. We were asked to put something up here and then maintain the land, and
Here, I'll take the baby.
and then I'm not quite sure what's going on like in everyone's lives and such, but we have been asked to try to move this off of the property that it's on. I think that they have some plans and stuff that they want to do here, and that's okay. So we're just trying to have like a new season in our lives with this. But I wanted to show it to you before I move it, because when I move it, I'm going to probably be redoing it a little bit because it's going to be close to our home, so it will look different than it looks right now. But I thought I'd show you guys how it is now. I didn't even show you the wood stove area. Basically, I took a I got this at a yard sale, and it's just like a dog, like, you know, you block off an area for a dog, and so we would block that off for the little kids. And then we had like our wooden stuff all here for that. Okay, so let me take you outside. Oh, and our Berkey, which isn't set up right now. So originally we set gutters all along here, and we have like a drop thing for the gutter here. And we were setting up a watering system here, like this, so all the barrels would connect. Once we did that, we were kind of asked not to do that, so we stopped doing that. So yeah, we are going to be taking all that stuff down with us as well. And then we set a little camp area over here. So these are like little benches and little fire pit over here. It used to be, you can't probably see, they used to, we're actually like on top of a hill. So this is the edge of this property, and then that's the other property over there. And a couple of years ago when we first put this up here, this was clean cut, and you could see the mountains over there over in Canada, which was really kind of cool. Yeah, so we had, with that whole water system, the other side was set up to go into this barrel here. And then this is an old deep freezer that doesn't work, which was going to be a spot for meat in the wintertime if so needed. So I don't really know what we would call this, this cabin in the woods. A cabin in the woods. It was kind of set up as, it was set up as a getaway for us. It was also kind of a setup, like if things really went kind of crazy. We hadn't paid off our house at that point. We weren't quite sure what was going on, like financially and stuff. And so it was kind of set up like that. The people that we were also with, I think that they wanted to, in the beginning, they were interested in maybe being like a community, as far as if things went bad, then they wanted to be part of a community. They had land away, and we have lots and lots of skills because we've been homesteading for so long. So we were going to kind of work together like that. And so everyone has different seasons in their life, and the season right now is a season that we should look at moving the cabin. So that is what we are doing. So now, right now, we're up here this weekend to pack up some of the things, and I spoke to the gentleman about moving the cabin, and he said that he would need to have it as unloaded as possible for him to move it. So that is what we are doing this weekend up here. So it's kind of bittersweet. It's like a season of your life. Like I know this sounds really weird, but I put my heart and soul into this. Like our house that we have, I didn't put my heart and soul into. I mean, I did, but I didn't. Like, it was already there. It was already a structure. I've put like little tidbits of things, but like this, every piece I created for a purpose. But then it makes me think, like, how can I create my place, my home that I live in now? How can I create that to have each space as a purpose? Maybe I need to do some rearranging. Maybe I need to do some, you know, some thinking and some considering as far as what I really want and how I want my spaces to work. Because everything is set up the way that I wanted it to do, the small space didn't feel small because every space was used. and I couldn't bring in too much stuff. I could only have the amount of stuff that I absolutely needed. So it has me like pondering, like I want that for my home now. So you might see lots of changes coming to my home as is, because I really like that. Yeah, outhouse, bunch of, it actually is all scrap wood. And so we dug the hole and made an outhouse. So we have an outhouse. But we also have the toilet inside the cabin as well. So let me go help all these people. They just cleared up a bunch of sections so that he could get up here. And yeah, I'll chat with you later.